a couple of courses has to be taken mandatory. I gave IELTS. So that is the main criteria for the University of Maryland. In University of Maryland, you will not be provided with any financial aid. There is a strict criteria when it comes to teaching assistantship. If you get into LinkedIn and then look for profiles, apply over there, definitely you have got the chance. Cybersecurity is really trending where people doesn't touch. If anyone are preferring to come to University of Maryland, the first choice could be Graduate Gardens and Graduate Hills, because the first thing is it's a student community. UMD has something called a shuttle buses, so which is free for all the UMD students.
Hi guys, welcome to College Dunya Study Abroad. This is Varun, and today we have Sai Bharath with us. He's pursuing his master's in cybersecurity at University of Maryland, College Park. Hi Bharath.
Hey Varun, thank you for introducing me.
Bharath, can you introduce yourself and talk a bit about your background for the viewers?
Sure. So myself, Sai Bharath. So I'm basically from Andhra Pradesh. So I have got 4 years of experience in the field of cybersecurity. I have been pursuing various roles, starting from network security personnel to product support engineer in a cloud security firm, and as well as I have been a software engineer for almost 1.5 years developing this cybersecurity product. So looking at the trends with technology, I thought of pursuing masters. So I was looking for best colleges over, like you can say, like maybe in USA and UK, and I found that cybersecurity is very great in USA. And to be frank, I have researched a lot more time to decide on which college I have to choose, because I'm not a fresh out of college, so I have got some experience. Whatever I pursue now has to help me in my future, so I should not feel like I have got back to school starting from the alphabets, right? So then I found out this particular degree at University of Maryland is very impressive curriculum, I would say. It's really a top-notch curriculum, I would say. It just matches the research institutes, which gives some privatized feel.
That's Maryland is really famous for its courses, that's for sure. They have really unique curriculum, if I'm not wrong.
Exactly.
Bharat, let's dig a little bit back into your undergrad story. Where was your undergrad and what were your scores like?
So my undergrad has happened in Sathyabama University. I was an electronics and communication engineering student back then. So if you ask me about my CGPA, I would say it's around 8.93 CGPA from electronics and communication background.
That's an impressive GPA for an EC background.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, see, that was sometimes, yeah. So
and you got placed from the campus, and you worked for 4 years from there.
Exactly. So I during 2018 is my passed out batch, and from there I started working as a network and security engineer. I got it on campus, so I was with Tata Communications, to be frank. So I worked for almost.
Then you shifted to cybersecurity, and now you're pursuing your masters, huh?
Yeah,
that's nice. So I know you gave a brief idea about why University of Maryland, but can you give a bit more information on that? Why did you choose University of Maryland College?
Yes, definitely. So first thing is from the testimonials that I have got from Maryland. To be frank, it's not about the testimonials that I have found from the website. It's from the alumnus who have studied over there. My seniors were from this particular college. So there was a very good suggestions given by them. Like, if you wanna look something very real time in cybersecurity, just choose UMD. So that's what it is famous for. Not only this, the faculty who teach here, besides being doctoral candidates or PhD guys, they work on real time projects as a research assistants in the university, as well as they have the industrial experience outside. So that's what a student requires, right? So that's what master students request, the real-time industrial experience. That is one thing, not only with cybersecurity, I would say. It's with other all engineering degrees too. Maryland is very impressive when it comes to faculty, as well as the connectivity between the current students and the alumnus too. That was one
Okay.
impressive thing. Second thing about the vast curriculum. So when you look at the curriculum, it will be very real time. So where exactly the industry starts trending towards, that curriculum will be part of Maryland. Whatever, if it is in a bucket list or whatever, if it is currently trending, that will be part of curriculum.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. Those are like some really insightful points. Like when you work for 4 years, I think these are what we look for more than
Yes.
like pure book-based education. So I have a question. Like, so University of Maryland is like of two campuses or two different colleges. I'm not sure. One is Baltimore County, and this
Yes.
is College Park, right?
College Park. Yes, exactly.
So is it like two different colleges by itself, or is it like same university, different branches, like different campus, or what is it exactly, and which one do you think is better?
It is really two different campuses, I would say. There won't be any link ups in terms of teaching or faculty exchange or something like that, or student exchange. That isn't anything. It is completely isolated when it comes to
Okay,
college, but where I
so
am
two
presently,
different colleges. Okay.
two different colleges. And the only thing I am aware of that matches between these two guys are administrative policies. So
Okay.
those are all the only things that will be common between College Park and Baltimore County. But yeah, so I don't know much about Baltimore things, but
Okay.
I would say if you guys are very passionate or very ambitious about studying somewhere that helps your education, choose College Park. It's not
Okay,
something
it's your
that I am
personal
saying
choice.
here. Not something I am saying here. The people around, when you go outside and speak with people, they say that yeah, this is one of the best colleges that I see nearby. That's
Got it.
that's from the American people. I'm saying that. Yeah.
Got it. We'll keep that in mind. So, which other universities did you apply for, and like, how many did you apply? How many admits did you get?
So I have applied for four universities.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, One is Harvard University, uh, and second one is University of North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
and third one is Rochester, and
Mm-hmm.
fourth one is University of Maryland. I got
Mm-hmm.
admits from every one of them, but still,
Okay, that's really
but
nice.
still, I just want to come to UMD. That's what, like, somehow UMD pulls me. The curriculum pulled me towards it. That's what I can
Yeah,
say.
got it. It's a so. Did you give any GRE or IELTS or TOEFL exams, and what were
Yes.
your scores like?
Yeah. So first thing is I gave IELTS. So that is the main criteria for University of Maryland College Park for someone who wanna pursue their engineering degree, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So my scores was 7.5 when it comes to IELTS.
Oh, that's
So
impressive.
yeah. So when it comes to GRE, I have got 313. I don't remember the
Oh,
split up,
nice.
but it's 313. When it comes to IELTS, I have the split up. So it's 7.5 in speaking,
Mm-hmm.
8 in reading, 8 in listening, and 6.5 in writing. So writing is a
Yeah.
kind of in IELTS.
Yeah, I know. For all us Indians, I feel like writing is like just get me 6.5. That's enough for me, kind of
Exactly.
situation.
Exactly.
Great.
So yeah, so there is there is always a requirement, right, when it comes to IELTS with the colleges. So even
Mm-hmm.
Maryland has got seven, so you have to pursue seven for just getting into the for
Okay.
fulfilling the first initial criteria.
And no category-wise criteria like.
Not ideally. So if you get 6.5 in couple of modules, reading and writing, so you just
Mm-hmm.
have to take the English bridge program. If not,
Okay,
yeah, you're free
got
to
it.
take the course.
So, how did you manage your LORs, and like were they professional or academic? What was
So
that?
yeah, so when it comes to LOR, right? So a couple of LORs are from my college professors,
Mm-hmm.
like from Sathyabama University, and one of my LOR is from, like, I had four LORs in fact. So two of them is professional standards, maybe from my managers
Mm-hmm.
where I past work with, and two of them
Okay.
is from my college.
Mm-hmm.
But the most they expect is 3 LORs. Definitely, that's the mandatory ones they expect. 3 LORs, wherever
Okay,
it might be. It might be from college or it might be from your worker company too.
got it. And they don't have any rule that there should be this number of professional and this number of academic, right? Like
No,
it should be
nothing
like
like that.
three.
Nothing as
Okay,
such. Nothing as
that's
such.
nice. So how's the course structure like? Can you briefly just tell me about course structure?
Yes.
I know it is
So
1 year program if I'm not wrong, but
no. It is a 2 year
oh,
program actually.
oh,
So
okay, that's
M
interesting.
engineering with cybersecurity is a 2 year program. So we call it. It's not like a typical MS. I would say it's not very research oriented, but it's more industrial oriented. More of like more of real time hands on things.
Hmm.
It's a 2 year thing. So where people has to take 10 subjects, which means 30 credits to fulfill their
Okay,
entire degree. So like the suggestions comes from the administrative office to what needs to be taken, and how many things should be taken by an F1 student so that they can fulfill their degree and then go to
visa
CGPA.
criteria as well, I guess.
Yes, all the visa
Yeah.
criteria.
Okay.
So there were mandatory courses too. A couple of courses has to be taken mandatory. If a person is a F1 student, not F1 student,
Oh.
if a person is a cyber security student.
So currently you're pursuing your first semester, if isn't
Exactly.
it?
Yes.
Okay. And you have 3 more to go.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So it's a four
Fingers crossed.
semester course. Yeah, you'll be fine, I guess. Based on your past academic experience, I think you'll do great. So, what is the fee structure like? And what is the fee structure like? And did you have any scholarships? Or like, can you talk a
Yes.
bit about that?
That was an interesting part here actually. So that was a very interesting part in the university, which you will never see in a different university. So for a people who pursue engineering courses, right, in University of Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
you will not be provided with any financial aid. That's the hardest part.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
So they
really,
just
really
mention it.
sad to hear.
They just mention it at the start. There is no financial aid for engineering students. Okay. And
Okay.
now when it comes to the fee structure, right? It's around $1,030 per credit. So
Okay.
which
Okay.
hardly makes $31,000 per entire course for 30 credits.
31,000. Okay, yeah. That whole
31,000.
tuition, that's what you mean.
That's for tuition, exactly. So that's it. So that's it specific to the tuition fee that we pay for them. And obviously, you will have something called as international student fee, books fee, or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That will be around $300, I would say.
Okay. So let's say what is your I-20 amount for 1 year?
Yes, the I-20 amount would be around 45,000.
45,000, and I'm assuming around 20,000 is your tuition for each year,
Exactly,
like
21,000 would be
including all your extra
exactly.
expenses other than the credits. Okay.
Yes,
Okay, that's 45,000 is like almost most of the colleges these days are I think exactly for
exactly,
five.
exactly. Most
Yeah.
of the colleges would have that.
Yeah. So, some other question that I have, since they don't provide scholarships, do they at least have any teaching assistantships or research assistantships? Like, are they more like how easy it is for the international students to get, or master students especially? I know if it is a research university, PhD candidates are their go-to, but what is the situation like in Maryland?
So, when it comes to teaching assistantships, grad assistantships, graders, and research assistantships, right? So, even before you come to the university, you will be eligible to apply for those things. Even I was
Mm-hmm.
asked to apply for teaching assistantship or grader positions. And
Mm-hmm.
again, there is a strict criteria when it comes to teaching assistantship. Even you can look at the website of Maryland. So, if you want to be eligible for a teaching assistantship, you should have at least 8 points scored in your IELTS rating for the speaking section.
Okay. Okay. The speaking
So
alone. Okay.
speaking alone. So that was the only criteria they have got, and yes, so that's it. So even if you want to apply for grader position, grader is almost right. So you'll be
Yeah.
grading things. So for that there is no specific criteria, but yeah, so all are eligible, and research assistantship follows the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to research assistantship, uh, you should approach professor, or you should approach the research assistants, who are already present here. But when
Yeah.
it is internship, there is a centralized portal to apply for.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. And are you doing any part-time right now?
Yes.
So
So I
what
work
are you
here as
working?
a mathematics instructor here.
Okay,
So
like a teaching assistant then.
kind of.
Okay.
But here it's not like holding classes or something like that. I would be taking classes here. So for the students, so there were some math courses where I will be assisting the students to excel their math courses. The undergrad people.
Okay. Okay. And what is a job salary?
You know what? It might not be disclosed here. That was the strict rule that was passed. But
Give me a rough number. Don't give me
yeah,
the exact
so
number. Let's use the loopholes.
yeah, so it depends. Like it depends on what position you're in. But definitely, I would say you will get around $16 to $18 per hour if you are taking
Okay.
a hourly role. If you
Okay.
are gonna be a teaching assistant in a specific department, you might get $15,000 per course.
Oh,
So that would be that.
that's a huge number.
That's
That's a very huge number. It's like you're gonna easily pay off your fees if you actually
exactly,
land up with a teaching assistantship or a
exactly.
research
So
assistantship.
that
Oh,
that
in
that was
fact, you earn
pretty
more,
awesome.
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that's
pretty awesome.
that's true. That's so true. So basically, I'm assuming that if you get a TA or RA position, you're technically fully funded for your course
Exactly, and yeah,
in
you
one
know
way or
that
the other.
one
Yeah.
way or the other, as well as you will have a tuition remission. Just forgot to say that. So you will have 15,000 kind of things per course, plus you will have something called as tuition remission for
Oh,
almost
it's
10 credits.
excluded. Oh, okay. And
Yeah,
each
that's correct.
semester, you mean?
For each semester, you will have 10 credits tuition remission.
Okay. Okay.
Now
Someone
think of
going
a
to
teaching assistant.
Maryland and landing with a TA or RA, just be very happy. You're not gonna spend anything from your pocket then.
Exactly, exactly.
That's nice to know. That's some really, really good news.
Yeah.
So,
This.
what are the future perspectives of your
Mhm.
course? Like, how would the future be once you graduate? And does the university help you finding a job, or like, any events or any connections that it lets you get?
Got it. I got it. So the thing is, first thing is, career fairs are happening always. So there was a spring career fair, there was a summer career fair. That's always ongoing here. It varies
Okay.
from department to department. So the career fair starts this way: department to department. First days, second days, it will go as STEM related courses, engineering
Okay.
related courses,
Okay.
everything. So always, for an F1 student, you should have some clearance, right? Always. That's always
Yeah.
there.
Especially
And
for
when
cybersecurity, it is really
the
important
clearance
to
are
have
very
top
much
security
needed.
clearance and all. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but many companies here ask for security clearances if those are something a federal based companies. As I stay nearby to Washington DC, right? So
Yeah.
you will see lots of federal based companies coming in here.
Okay.
So you might see some security clearance asking for us. And moreover, like I would say, um, there will be opportunities, definitely. How
Yeah.
far and if students get into that opportunities is really no one can think about it. But the people, like, there is a fame and name, right, for a college. So if
Yeah.
you get into LinkedIn and then look for profiles, apply over there, definitely you have got the chance to be
Got.
recognized by them,
Yeah.
and then your profile gets selected. Yep.
So it's more than like you should not totally rely on the college. You
Yes.
have to take it
Yes.
as a resource and also do your own like work.
Exactly.
That's what I feel like.
Exactly.
I know you mentioned about the security clearance and everything, but what do you think is the probability of finding a full-time job? In general, cybersecurity is a booming sector, that's for
Mhm.
sure. But what
Mhm.
do you think in given current situation as well? Like, what is the probability of a full-time?
Good question,
A rough
actually.
number, a rough number maybe.
So definitely, so you meant to say a full-time job or full-time job, right? So this present trend, I would say, for cybersecurity students, it's almost 70-30. 70-30
Okay.
chances,
Okay,
70% of
that's a
getting
really
selected.
nice number actually.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I mean,
cybersecurity.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, even in terms of despite this recession and all, I still believe cybersecurity, the field is not really affected with this because the demand is like evergreen kind of thing. It always exists, and many people are not really aware about cybersecurity, I feel. So that's the
But I
reason I
would
was
say,
wondering. I was really wondering, like, what would you say about that job
yeah,
opportunity?
but I would say one specific thing. So cybersecurity is really trending where people doesn't touch, right? But on every small startup to a big giant, cybersecurity is really needed. But the current trend in the job postings you see up, they expect the companies expect a person is 0 to 2 years of experience at least in
Yeah,
cybersecurity prior to joining this
yeah.
company. This was always there, not only in USA, it's always there in everywhere. If we have to escape this particular criteria, you have to be at least certified with maybe 3 or 4 certifications kind of things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you have got that, I would say you will be that 70% of persons who get selected as a
Okay.
cybersecurity profession.
Okay. So your advice would be like either work for a couple of years or get some certification and then pursue your master's in US. That's what
When it's
I'm
specific to
getting at. Okay.
cybersecurity, my specific suggestion is
I'm just talking about cybersecurity today, right now.
yes. So, cybersecurity, I would say work for 2 years, understand the trend, how it goes, then decide. Second thing,
Got
if you don't want, if you think that your basics are pretty good from your bachelor's and you just want to pursue your master's, definitely you like if you have that skills, definitely everyone gonna accept it.
it.
But here certification is always matters, man. So
Got it.
definitely we have to portray our skills, right?
Yeah.
So at least show your skills in 1 or 2
At least to
certifications.
enter that, get that interviews, I think these all
Exactly.
skills matter a lot.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, that I totally agree with it.
Yeah.
Well, so what are the average salaries that a student can expect graduating from your course and from Maryland?
Okay. Yeah. So say for example, if we are going for an entry level SOC role, maybe a security engineer role, I would say people can expect around 90,000 to 1 lakh dollars,
Okay,
or maybe
that's
90,000 to
good
1
number.
lakh $20,000 as a security engineer.
Oh, that's a really nice number actually.
Yeah.
It's
So that's
way
what I
above
see
than
from
many
my
average salaries I heard. So as I expected, I was really expecting this because it's cybersecurity. But yeah, so which companies most commonly hire students from your university? I know you mentioned many federal companies come, but uh,
yeah.
which are those companies that without any of these clearance and all that hire? Like, do you have anything on your mind like that
So
you've observed or heard
I
about?
could see I could see Cisco has come to us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's for all engineering teams. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
they will select telecom as well as security professionals because
Mm-hmm.
cybersec and telecom go hand by hand always.
Yeah.
So that was there, and then
Okay.
Juniper is coming, and then Yahoo was there.
Okay. Oh, those
So
are some really big companies.
big
That's nice.
giants, yeah, exactly. And most of
Really
the
nice.
bank companies, the bank related firms, they are the ones who need cybersecurity a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
lots of banks I could see. So those were there. I don't
So
remember the
I
name.
so I
I think Bank
believe
of
so I believe like there are so many opportunities. I mean, just
yeah,
that you need to shine a little. That's it.
yeah,
Okay,
definitely. Yeah.
that's really nice. So let's talk about your experience. Like, what was your first impression when you reached US and your university? Like, how was it?
Like I was, excited to come here. Like I came very early actually. Uh, my college starts by Jan 25th or something, but I came by December 25th.
Oh, 1 month
That
early.
that I said right. That was the excitement I had. Just go to
Okay.
US and then see how exactly universities kind of. So I went on and saw. It was really an universe. When you enter a university, right? That was a really a different feeling. I was ecstatic,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. That's nice. So did you know someone already near your university or something? Like 1 month early is like a really, really early
Exactly,
time. So I'm assuming that you must have had a really nice trip around US.
exactly, exactly. I was so I would say it's very fortunate that I have got great friends before I come here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was searching for my accommodation when I was in India. So a lot more things. So there are a lot there are people who are viewing this, right? Who want to view this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are planning to come to Maryland, there is something called as Graduate Gardens and Graduate Hills.
Mm-hmm.
So these are completely a student community. So which is very nearby to the college.
Okay.
So which will be in affordable costs. Okay.
Okay.
So, but I prefer not to stay over those places because people were already here. So I was contacted by some people who are already staying here. I stay almost 2.2 miles away from my college right now.
Okay.
But it was an impressive community over here. I stay in this place, which presently I'm sitting here, right? So it was a gated community. So people were
Okay.
here before I come here. So I shared with their rooms for a couple of days, and then I moved to my new building.
Okay. Okay. That's nice. So how's the Indian community in your university? Like, are there
Yes.
like too many Indians or less Indians, or it's how diverse it is?
Yeah. So I would say here, when it comes to Indian community, maybe 15% of people, entire university are Indians. 15, I would say, 1 5.
That's surprisingly a small number, given whatever I've been hearing recently.
Yeah. So, a lot more things. Most of the people, right, in engineering departments, there are Indians, but
Mm-hmm.
when you go into a business school or when you go to
Yeah.
an high school, there are lots of foreigners you can see.
So in computer courses, what do you think? Out of let's say 100 students, how many are
Def-
Indians?
Definitely. So, in my course, I would say, so let's remember the computer courses. When it comes to this, again go hand in hand, computer science and then software
Yeah,
engineering
all of
and
them together. Yeah.
everything are together. So in my class, you can see so if you have 30 people, almost 14 to 15 people are Indians.
Still okay, but that's still a good number, you know.
Exactly.
Over this couple of years, you know, many Indian aspirants have been coming to pursue their
Yeah,
masters to US. So
exactly.
that's still 15 is still like a good number, I feel. But that's nice. That's something many will be looking for, I feel.
Yep,
So
exactly.
let's talk about the living situation. I know you mentioned you live in a gated community.
Hmm.
So how are you managing your living expenses? Like what is the rent and all, and is your part-time money
Exactly.
enough for that?
Hmm.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So as I said, right, if anyone are preferring to come to University of Maryland, the first choice could be Graduate Gardens and Graduate Hills,
Mm-hmm.
because the first thing is it's a student community and it is very nearby to the campus.
Mm-hmm.
Very nearby is just walk 5 minutes, you'll be in the campus. That's it.
Campus, okay.
But when it comes to me, right, so I need a bit of a comfortable and then well accommodated
Yeah,
kind of semi-furnished rooms.
got it.
So I preferred staying in some gated community, maybe a little bit away from the college too. So here I would say the rent will be around $400,
Okay. And
excluding
for
the
a
utility.
shared room?
Yes, for a shared room. For a
Okay.
shared room, if you are looking for a shared room, the minimum price in the apartments where I'm staying is $400, definitely. Maybe $375 to $400. But around Maryland, right? If you wanna go and see in a community, so it will start from 350. So 350,
Okay.
325.
What
So
about that graduate community or the
yes.
space you spoke about? What is the rent there?
So there for a shared room, you could see around that. It might start from 350. Okay.
Okay.
But if you're looking for a living room, so it might even start by 300. So that's good.
You mean like staying in the living room? That's what you
Staying
mean.
in a living room, it's 300, and staying in a shared room, it might be 350. And if you need a personal room for yourself, it might start from 550 to 600, around that.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. And what other expenses do you think you
Yeah.
generally have? Like the groceries and all. Like
Yeah.
how much are you gonna spend on groceries and food?
Yeah. So it all depends on a person, actually.
I know.
But when it
Give me an average number.
so it would be around for groceries per month, right? Well, let me think about it. So say for one person, it costs you around $60, definitely.
Just for the
60.
groceries, if you're not eating outside, that's what you mean.
Yes, exactly. If you're not eating outside, only in the home, 60
Yeah.
stone. And one more thing, like if you're managing your morning with an English breakfast, like take some juice or bread or something like that. So that's how it's gonna be $60.
Okay, and other bills and all, like the utilities, your phone bill, internet, etc. What would that cost?
So
These are something we can't avoid.
so yes, exactly. So there are two things, right? When you stay in my place, the utilities are in your hand. So you need to pay the sewage bills, you need to pay the gas bills, you need to pay the current bills. So current bills usually will be shared among the roommates. Each person might see around $10 definitely. $10 would be per month, and sewage bills is again some $10 for you. So and gas bill is again some $10. So
What would be
$30
the total rough number?
for a current bill. So at this
All the
place,
utilities, let's say all the bills.
for person it would cost you around $40 to $50 per month.
Okay, including the mobile and everything, or that comes
Uh,
separate?
Including the mobile if you are preferring the lowest one. So if you want to go beyond, so then that cost.
It'll keep increasing, yeah. So how much that would be? 60, another 40, so 500 till now. Okay,
Yes,
and anything else? Any other expenses, do you think? I know
that's
any
it.
miscellaneous
So
expenses.
if you go by if you take a transport, right, you need to pay for the metro. But if you are but UMD has something called a shuttle buses, so which is
Okay,
free for all the UMD students here.
okay,
And at my place, I think so there is 4 or 5 transits that's gonna happen from here to there, like the to and fro things. So
okay.
if you pick that, that would be free, or else you need to pay around $2 or $4. That's it.
Okay. I'm assuming even after the miscellaneous going out and all, I'm assuming a $700 total. Worst
Mm,
case,
per month, no, 700 is way too much.
too
Maybe
much,
like
huh?
575 or 600. I would say 600. That would be the
600. Okay, that's nice.
600.
That's really genuine and generous
Yeah,
amount, I believe.
yeah,
Uh, so $600 a month would be the cost of living for
exactly.
students pursuing masters at
UMD. Yeah, definitely.
UMD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's actually nice. So, like, can I know like what are your earnings per month roughly?
Okay, so you want to know what salary I'm getting here? So I would
I'm
say,
trying to calculate savings of an average
got it,
salaried
got it.
person. So,
So say for example, okay, so 20 hours is what we have to work for the first year inside the campus, right? So
hmm,
say 16 or maybe 18 dollars
okay,
per hour. Say like that.
okay,
So it costs around you something like $2,100. It will be for your monthly salary, $2,100.
$2,000, 2,000. That's nice.
Yeah. So remove 600 and rest of the things is your savings.
Savings. That's really nice. Okay, so then you shouldn't be worried much about your fees. You're saving something.
Definitely. I was hoping for.
Yeah. So, can you share one good mem experience and a bad experience? Still now, I know it's a short time you've been in US, but since the time you landed in US, like any
Uh,
good experience and a bad experience that you can share.
Definitely, there were lots of good experiences. So people are very helpful, you know. I was visiting my college for the first time. I was looking for part times, obviously. I was going department to department. And then, you know what? These people are like gem of a person, I would say. So if we don't know the real route to go to a specific place, they just accompany you. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And even like I'll just tell you, like even like it is doesn't happen with me with one of the friends whom she was sharing an incident with me. She got scared somehow outside because of some rough things that's happened. A person accompanied her up to the university. Okay,
That's nice
so
actually. So
yeah,
helpful people are there around, and you
helpful
did have
people
a
were
good experience.
around. Everyone are helpful. Even the building manager, I would say, we are new here when we entered here. So he used to suggest us where to go, where not to go, obviously, right? So we don't know. This
Yeah.
is a new place. We don't know where to go actually. So lot more helpful people were here. Even you find such helpful people each and every place when you go around and see. Yeah. That was
Yeah.
some good experiences.
So let's talk about the bad one.
Bad experiences, obviously,
Something we
they're
should
bad.
be aware about.
Exactly. So don't go outside after some point of time. Maybe in a day, don't go outside at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Don't go alone.
Don't go
So
alone. Yeah.
don't go alone and don't go to the places which you don't know. Okay.
Got it.
So there were experience like it was not something like something we were in a danger or something, but somehow we were followed by some random stranger for
Okay.
some point of time. That was late night, maybe 9 8 p.m. 8:30 or 9 p.m. It was a kind of abandoned area, so
Okay.
we went for shopping. Even though we were three people, but we thought someone is following us, and
Okay.
somehow we were moving to play one place to other place, and still we thought someone is following us.
Okay.
Luckily, we just moved into a shopping mall for some time, and then
Okay.
I
Got rid
thought
of him.
we were okay. So that was some bad experiences. It's
Okay.
always
So we
there
should
when
be
you.
very careful when we are out. That's what you
Yes,
mean.
when we are out, and if it is at 9:30 or 10 p.m., try to try to get some person with you, or else if you want to go alone also, don't go to abandoned places. That's the one thing I would
Or
suggest.
I think it's better not to walk. Just take a cab, even if it
Exactly.
costs you.
Take a cab. Take a cab. Don't walk. Don't walk for almost 1 mile or 2 miles. Don't walk.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, that's some really important advice, I feel.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, do you have any advices for people who are planning to pursue masters at your university and like or US?
Yes.
Any advices for them?
The first thing I would say is you might see there will be delays in saying results or if you get selected or not from the university. Never panic. They're gonna eventually release it, and it happens for the fall students. It happens by April first week, and for the spring students, whoever comes, it might happen around November, not November, September kind of things. So don't panic if they get delayed, because that's the first thing they're gonna do. Second
Okay.
thing, so for the people, don't panic. Whoever coming to UMD, don't panic. So there might be some things going on about University of Maryland that's specific to Baltimore campus. Okay, so people
Yeah.
might be listening to this, right? Everywhere it was there. Something has happened in Baltimore campus or something like that.
Yeah.
College Park is no danger like that. It's very cool. There are shuttle buses, no need to worry. So safety is first here. So there were police monitoring that happens every day. Even UMD has its own police department who
Yeah.
monitors 24/7. So they have shuttle buses that runs up to 12 o'clock. No need to worry about it. And third thing, accommodation. So accommodation is always there, and also it's at about affordable costs compared to other places. Compared to
Many
the
other
other places.
places. I personally agree with that.
Yeah. So 350 is very affordable. 400, you get a very comfortable room. I'm in a very comfortable place which has got lots of amenities.
Yeah.
Presently, I'm sitting in a game room, so lots of amenities are present. So no need to worry about those things. And the last thing is hard work, guys. So University of Maryland always suggests these things. That's what my professors were suggesting me to. When you come to the college, and if you are not getting a career opportunity and the first go right, try it, keep on trying, you'll get it.
Yeah, I think I agree to that. Since day one, just try to keep
Yes.
like make sure that you give your fair share of try for
Your best.
everything and like you should keep trying.
Yes. And one more thing I want to say is, don't think if you're not getting a TA opportunity or something before coming to UMD. Opportunities are always there here. All my friends are into different positions here. So some are
Hmm.
TS, some are grads, some are like me, instructors. So opportunities were always there. It's our own responsibility to go and approach
Hmm.
professors and
Yeah,
go and approach the department, and always look for their job portal, and obviously you'll get everything.
keep
Everything will be.
applying
Yes,
and
keep
you'll
applying.
eventually find one.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's nice. Those are some really nice advices from you. That's actually, something supporting and like gives some strength for their decisions, I guess. Whoever is skeptical about things. Yeah, that's nice. Well, it was
Thank
really
you.
nice talking to you, Bharat.
Thank you, Arun. Same to you. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me at the first place. Thank you
yeah.
very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you actually for giving your time and sharing your experience.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. It was nice talking to you. See ya.
Same to you. See you.
Bye
See you,
bye.
Arun.